All right, so start over again. So let me show. So this one in Node. All right, good. So the Node is also installed. So and the other thing I want to show is if Docker is currently running, and it should be running here. So that's the other thing I need to show that is working properly. This right here, so there's a lot of pieces. This is one of the other pieces I have to show. This service called Docker. So I have to make sure that's running. Skip all that. And this is running. So let me also do an update to the latest one. So this is another one. So we're going to throw this in the chat. These are some of the technologies that we have to use in order for this stuff to work. A lot of technology. But let me type this in the chat so you guys at least know some of the names. So I'm going to put this in the chat right now. This is all right, let me download an update to this. So this is running okay, but I might have to switch the engine. So let me just do this install. All right, so this is going to run. And we have it do an install. All right, it's uploading. So let me get the other pieces together. Verify the installation. The other thing I have to type is CDKTF. This is running, so I'm going to update and restart Docker here. So it's currently on version 4.23.0. I have to get to version 4.24.1. All right, so that's installing. All right, so right now, this update is going to run to 4.24.1. So I have to update the Docker in order for this thing to work. All right, and we got to run all these other commands. See if I can send this picture.
Install the CDKTF tool and write a simple doc.
All right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going through the steps so I can just show this from beginning to end to install the CDK for Terraform. And Mikanson, do you remember what Terraform does? And you're on mute, so you only need to unmute one of them. I can't hear you. You're on mute. Let me ask you to unmute. Let me see. I think this one. Okay. You know what Terraform does? I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. You're on mute. You're not on mute anymore, so I should be able to hear you, but I can't hear you at all. Do you remember what Terraform does? All right, so just.
Can you hear right now?
Go ahead. That was some feedback on the other one. Yeah, both of them. I can mute one of them. But you're gonna get the feedback. Oh, you only need one of them.
Hold on a second, please.
Okay, hold on. Let me see which one it is. Let me see if this is the one that's gonna, because we only need to unmute one of them. If we unmute both of them, it's gonna cause a feedback loop.
Okay. Terraform, concept Terraform name.
Do you remember what that is? Could you explain?
Say it's a lab software tools that provide a consistent command line interface, workflow, and manage hundreds of cloud services.
All right. So now I want you to explain that, Mikason. I want you to please explain that to everybody else. Like just it doesn't have to be super complicated, but just so they get an idea. I think I showed this to you guys before. I showed you and Rigo this before. Is this something that you could explain to them as well? Could you explain to them?
Yes.
Okay. Now, could you explain to them in terms of? So let me do this. If you could try. So it's 10:34. If you take like a minute to just explain it to the rest of the class, and then I'm going to keep going, just so they can get an idea of what it is. I want you to explain to them why it's important. Please.
Okay, no problem. So we can you can keep on working because after we're gonna have some time to talk to them about
Okay.
everything that you have done.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So, all right. So I'm gonna put this on. All right. So this is actually good. I'm going to change something else here if I can remember where it is. All right, I'm going to turn this on and turn this on and turn this on. So I'm going to turn that off. I want to turn that off, turn that off, turn all that off. This is good. I'm going to turn that on. Let me change this. I want this smaller. And then this is good enough. And this is good enough. So I'm going to turn on this thing called Kubernetes. I'm going to turn that on. That's what I just did here. And then, all right, so this is going to take a few. Muted. All right. So that's going to run. This color is going to change from orange to green, which means that it's running properly. And then I can continue with the other part. So what I'm doing is just updating the system. And let's see if we can finish up this part, which is what I started, I think, before. All right, I'm going to update this right here. All right, I can't show this part on screen. Make sure that's not on screen. Wait, you guys can't see my screen. Let's share this. I want to share this one. All right, so hopefully, let me know if you guys can't see my screen. Can you guys see my screen share? Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see this? It's like green, this is orange. Can you guys see that? All right, 10:38. All right, somebody said yes. All right, so you see the green and you see the orange. Okay. All right, I thought I was sharing with you guys. Yeah, this one as well. All right, so let me go to this screen here. Roll this one up. And update this command. So I got to update this command here. Can't do it on screen because it's going to show some information that I can't show on the recording. So I think I delete those anyway. All right, so what I'm going to do here is update the path environment, the environment settings. So I actually this part. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to show this part. Yeah, I can show this part. So I had to update this. I'm looking for this here. And I had to update it here. So, all right, it's there. I worked on it before. So this is one of the things I was looking for. So this command here, if I type it in. All right, cool. So it's recognized. So it's here. All right, so now this is the other thing I need to do. I can type CDKTF help. And here. So hopefully you guys can still see my screen. And the other one I want to run is this thing right here. This one might not work properly, but we'll see. All right, so this is running right now. And your screens are frozen, so I hope you guys can still hear me. The screen's kind of frozen right now, but I'm going to just keep talking. All right, so while this is running, I'm going to run something else. So yeah, you see all these commands are running. It's going through. You see the colors changing. It means it's doing something. This is green and green, which is good, which means that this is updated. So I'm going to close this for now, but Docker is still running. So I hope, like I said, I hope you guys can still hear me because your screens are completely frozen. All right, let me test out Docker PS. See if that's running properly. All right, cool. So I can see my containers and I can see this. All right. All right, this just switched over. I'm not sure why, but cool. There's one other person who just joined class, but I'm sure it's the rest of the class because this screen is frozen. All right, so far, this is kind of working the way I want it to. Let me get to this part right here. I actually got to remember where I put that. So let's do a find. All right, cool. So, all right, so I got to update this. It says run npm install to update. Let's do that. Let me run this right now. And hopefully this works. Oops. Might not let me do it because of permissions, but we'll see. All right, so that's running here. Let me go through the other steps here. I got to find where I put this. So this is running. What else is running here? See this. I need this to run. It's doing its thing, and we'll see. Run one more time. See if there's anything else I need to change. All right, I think that's it for that. So, all right, so this is so I can remember. So this is where I ran this stage right here. So here, and well, we can do it again. Let's do that. Let's do that. So we go here. In this directory. And I'm going to remove this just so you guys can see it start from scratch. Not this. This would be a problem. But this right here. All right, so let me remove this one right here. Good. I'm going to run this command here. Just see me just copy it. All right, so, all right, that's one. Then I'm going to copy this one, this command here. All right. Now I got to do this one. I got to run this thing. All right, so let me run this command and see what happens. So I'm going to run this command, which is the same thing as here. I'm going to run this command. So these are all the commands that I typed in. Like I said, it's gonna be complicated. And my video just went. All right, so I'm going to call it same thing as here. So I'm reading the instructions. I'm going to put this here. Same thing. Hard description. I'm just going to copy this. All right. And do you want to start from existing template? No. All right. And do you want to send crash reports? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And let's see. Cool. So now it's running. Added to packages and audio 57. Okay. And Mikunson, I'm going to ask you to for the next class, and people wrote they read the first 15 pages. I just want them to read the next 15, so 16 to 30. So just ask them to read from 16 to 30, please.
Just give me like
Remember I think there was a printing.
I don't think that we have all those pages.
You don't have all 60 pages. It's like there was like 60.
16, 16.
No, there was
16.
or six. There were 60. I think 65 pages. You don't have all the pages.
What? We're not only waiting. We'll try to understand.
Okay, but do you have the printings? Do you have the printings? Do you have the printout?
They have the copy.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to.
We try to understand the book.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I
That's
understand.
we debate it every Saturday together.
All right. So let me add this as well. All right. So this thing is in green. So you can see this picture is in green. I say, even if you don't understand everything, I'm going to try and make sure that you understand at least generally what's happening. So I'm following a set of instructions. That's what I'm doing. This is in green, which is good. Green means everything went kind of okay. If you see red or orange, if you see red, it's usually something's not working. If you see orange, that means that orange usually means that there's a warning. So I'm going to run a couple of things here. I'm going to run these two.
It's not running.
Something is running.
Something is running. La legislación permanente là, soit le bleu, soit le rouge, soit le rouge, soit le jaune.
All right, so waiting for this thing to finish. And then we can continue. All right, run this one. All right. So that ran. Did everything it's supposed to do here. So now I have to edit. This is the other thing I have to do. I have to edit this code. So it's 10:50 right now, Meekin-san. We can take a break right now and then come back at 11 o'clock. Okay? It's 10:50 right now. So we can take a break right now and then come back at 11 o'clock. Pause this. Oh, yeah, I paused. The recording. So let me do this as well. Ooh, okay, this is where it's going to get interesting. So let me copy this over. So uh, so I did that. Oh, interesting. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So let's see if this will actually happen. We'll see. All right, so I made that change. Let's try this. Welcome back. Is anybody here? Yeah, I'm sharing my screen again. The recording is in place. Let me show you what's happening here. All right, let's see what's happening here. Let me type something else here. All right, so this I'm gonna do it again so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because even though it might be very complicated, you are able to learn it. It's just a lot of pieces, just a lot of stuff to learn. So let me see. And this one. This is very interesting. It's a very interesting way of doing it. All right, so I'm going to prove it. So it says it's deploying, one stack deploying, 0 stacks done, 0 stacks waiting. So what it's going to do is create a Docker image. So Docker command. Very, very interesting stuff. All right, so I'm going to wait for this thing to do its thing. Go here. All right, that's good. That's a good sign. That's actually a good sign. All right, that's actually a good sign here. So let me try this. All right, good. Okay, so this is going to be, I'm going to go back and show, because I tried it before and it didn't quite work. I'm trying to remember what we changed this time around. Oh, Docker was the issue. So this time I have Docker, okay, Nginx created. This other stuff, let me change this a little bit. Might be easier to see. I don't want any extensions. Settings. Let's all right, so Nginx is running. This is what I want. All right, so this is working the way I wanted to. So I'm going to restart and kind of go over again, kind of what the heck just happened there. So you never make that other screen easy to see. It's like the most complicated thing in the world. Yeah, that shouldn't be that hard. All right, so I created this. So I'm going to go back to the very beginning and explain what just happened. So you've heard me talk about Terraform. We just did all of this. All of it we just did. You're going to see that in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this screen right here, excuse me. This screen that you see right here, this screen right here, this is the screen I wanted to show.
Okay.
To get it to match. So like I said, there's a lot more going on, but I'm reading the instructions for doing this. This is kind of stuff that I have to do for my job. And I need to get to it to show this screen. And I had to create some things for it to do that. So what I could do next time for the next class, I think I'm going to put this on the internet so that you guys can go online and see this too, and just see how it gets created. So I'm going to try and set that up for next time. I might even do a video before that so that you can see how it gets created. So something else. Using my keyboard. All right. So JavaScript. And one other thing we'll check. One sec while I look something up here. So I had to learn something else. Go to Wikipedia. Let's see. Okay, so all right, it's pretty stable. All right, so that's the. I was looking for some information. I found the information I was looking for. Close this one. And put this one over here. So let's see. Let's see if there's an example that I can use to show happening in here. So I did one locally for my computer. I want to see if there's one I can use for showing it online. All right, so let me do this. Destroy. So I'm just going through the commands the way they have them here. And this is Terraform. So you might remember from last time when I talked about when you create something and then you can change it, you can destroy. So all I'm doing is talking about what I can create through adding, what I can change, or what I can remove to destroy. So I just created something. All that action was just to create something. What I created was this. I created this thing. And what this thing lets me do is create a website. So I can use this as a website. So now I want to get rid of it. I can do it this way. That's one way to do it. I want to do it the other way. I'm going to do CDKTF. I think that's what it is. KTF. Destroy. Right. So that's what they say here. Yeah, this part right here. And yes, you might not be able to see it. It says approve, which is what I want to do. So yes, I want to destroy what I created. So it says destroyed, two destroyed. So it created two of here, right? Created two. Now I want to destroy what I created. So that has to be two destroyed. All right, so good. All right, so let me check the other ones. Let's see if there's something else that something a little bit more interesting. Let's try. We can try. That one was in. So I try that in. Curious to see how this would work in C#. Huh. All right. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Let's try something in. I'm gonna try something else. So, two things I'm showing in this video. One, and Megan, so this is a word that you really want to learn. It's called Docker. I'm going to put this in the chat. I want you to please look up that word. You don't have to understand everything, but I want you to look up Docker, Docker. All right, so we're going to try something different now. This is also going to be complicated, but like I said, I'm putting this in the video so that we can follow up. So I need this. I need this. All right, let me go install this. That's fine. So I'm gonna have to install this. Windows. What is it saying? Computer. I think I just need this one. So I'm going to install this one right here. So we're going to try something a little bit different. So I tried doing something one way. I'm going to try and do it a different way. All right, so all right. So I'm going to install this one. Oh, all right, it's already there. All right, I don't need it. So I'm going to delete these. I don't need them anymore, so I'm going to remove them. And now I'm going to go to, I can get rid of this one. And I can go to, all right, so I think I'm going to try this in one more language, which is what I want to do. Oh, that's interesting. All right, I'm going to create another one. And this one uses C#. Okay. This one uses C#. So I'm going to delete the one I had before. So this one's going to be, see how this one works. So I'm going to delete the one I created before. And let's create another one. All right. So I'm going to copy the same commands. And Miguel, you're pretty familiar with Windows. So I'm going into different folders. So here, I'll show this. Just like on Windows, you have a folder in that folder. So here, so there's a folder up here, right? So there's a folder, has nothing in it, right? Just on, so here, there's nothing in it, right? Same place. So now I'm here and I want to use this one. We'll see what happens. This is going to be, like I said, this is going to be pretty interesting. All right, so this one, I'm going to change the language. So the first time I did it, the language I was using was Typescript. This time I want to use C#. All right, so we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to give it this name. It doesn't matter. You can call it anything you want to. I'm going to give it this. This is the name. Description. Doesn't matter. Do I want to send reports? No. That's a privacy issue. And then, uh-oh. Does not support. All right, well, I got something in red, which means I got to fix this. So let's see. Support. All right, so let me try this. This might work. So I got an error, which is red, which means it's different. I'm getting a version different from what I actually expected. So, yeah. And let me rerun this command. Try it again. This one might work. If not, then spend time on it until it's 11:50. So I'm going to try it in a different system, in a different environment. So right now I'm getting oh. Let me try this again. Let's see what it gives as an error message. Use version. A lot of stuff. Do I want to do it from here? Let me try it from here. I install both of them. Do this. No, let's see. This gives the same error message. Let's give me the same error message. All right, so we got to change something else. So I'm getting error messages, stuff in red that tells me that there's a problem. So I'm going to use a command and try and update it. All right, so let me do this one first. This one might take a while. Try a couple of commands. So R16. And I'm also going to install 7. And also I need to do an update. All right, so it's complaining about 6. I'm going to try and install 6. So right now, to make it so that you at least sort of understand, the message I got was in red, right? So I say usually, not all the time, usually if it's in red, that means something bad happened. So right now, something bad happened, right? So I get an error, it says error. And it complains about 6. It says I don't have 6, it says I have 5. I said, okay, let me try and, this might take a little while to run. Let me try and install 5. All right, this one's a little bit faster. Or at least on download, it's a little bit faster. So this is gonna run a little bit. And all right. Make sure you guys are still seeing my screen. Where are my controls? Screen, showing the screen, all right. All right, so it's starting a installation. I also need to do an update as well. So right now it's updating. It says I need 6. So I'm going to try and do 6. I'm also going to try and do 7. All right, so far what I've showed is for this set of instructions here, because sometimes it's important to know different ways of doing the same thing. So this here is a good way to build using Terraform in a different way. So like, there's all these tools out there. There's Terraform, there's Docker, there are different programming languages. And what I'm trying to show is like there's different ways of doing it. It might have take a lot of information, but if you focus on one or two, then you can get really good at it.
We have some questions.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I would like to know if the Terraform work like the cloud shell.
Can you go ahead? I think I heard your question, but go ahead.
Yeah, if the Terraform work like cloud shell.
Not quite. So Cloud Shell. So let me show Cloud Shell, right? So that's a good question. So while this thing is going, is this thing done? Let me see. So yeah, so this thing is still going. So this thing is still spinning. Okay, so it's installed. So Cloud Shell, remember, so it's important to log in. So if I go, so Cloud Shell, remember, was you type Cloud Shell here, right? Cloud Shell is a good place for you to get practice. So without causing any problems, it's a good place to practice. So Cloud Shell, so this is loading. This one's loading, right? So I can type other commands in the cloud. And this one doesn't have any EC2s. So no, Terraform is different. So Terraform I will do in my home computer. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And my computer's freezing. But yeah, all right, there you go. I need this. So Cloud Shell, no, it does something completely different to Terraform. So Terraform, in Cloud Shell, you can do almost anything. You can create stuff, you can delete stuff, and you tell it exactly how to do it. In Terraform, you're not saying how you want it, you're just saying what you want. So there's a difference. So the difference is in Cloud Shell, you're saying what I want, and I tell you how to do it. It's like if I tell you how to get to the a business, right? If I tell you to go to how to get to a business, I can tell you step by step. I can tell you walk here, then drive here, then take a bus here, then ride a motorcycle here. I can tell you how to do it exactly. That's one way. That's Cloud Shell. That's Cloud Shell. But if I just say, put an instruction, say, hey, go to the store, but I don't care how I get there. Like I'm not making a decision. I just get there. Like a bus takes me there, for example, just one bus. So it's different. So the difference is you telling someone exactly how you want it to be done. So that'll be this. Like Cloud Shell by itself, you have to spell everything out. You have to explain everything in detail. Terraform is, I want it this way, and then the system figures out how to do it. So all the intelligence, all the I think you saying and all the computer programs, they decide how you do it. So it's like at least here for us, we use Google Maps a lot. right? We use Google Maps a lot, and you just trust that it's going to take you where you want to go. You say, take me to the store, and the phone or the tablet gives you a map to go exactly how to get there. You don't think about it. You know, sometimes they'll say take a car, sometimes they'll say take a bus, sometimes they'll say take a train, and so on and so forth. But if you figure it out by yourself, then it might be a different route. So you get to the same place, but the thing is, like, how do you get there? Do you make all the decisions, or does something else make the decision? So that's the difference. Who's making the decisions? So in Cloud Shell, you're making the decision. In Terraform, the system's making the decision. So that's kind of the difference. It's a difference of control. It's a difference of control. So this says this select successfully installed. So to kind of tie back to what I was saying, I tell you that if you see something in green, that's usually good. If you see something white, it's information. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Something red, it's a problem, right? It's like traffic. Like, you know, green light's good, red light stop. You got to stop. Orange means caution.
Okay. Teacher.
Yes.
I think about to get in, like, and the previous account that we had, we lose almost everything.
Well, what happened?
We lose almost everything to log in. That's why we cannot log in right now.
What happened?
We lose the code, like, to get in, and and the previous account that you give us.
Oh, so you need the account information?
I mean that we have Amazon.
Right.
We had an Amazon account.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you still have it.
So we lose the information. That's why we cannot log in. Right.
Okay, so I'll send it to you again. I think Rico had his. I think he did.
I have it, but it doesn't work.
Okay, so this is working now. Okay, so I'll send it to you guys again. Okay, now you've seen like a lot of information. Like I said, you don't have to understand everything, but all I wanted to explain was something was broken. It was complaint about 6. I said I don't have 6. It says I have 5, right? Because the stuff with the computers, the numbers is always changing. And then I said, okay, I don't have 6 anymore. I don't have 6. I need to add it. I only have 5. So I added 6, right? And I should add 7 too. So now I have 4, I have 5, 6, and 7. So I'm right now, while we're talking, I'm gonna see if I can add 7. I'm just gonna let it run. We don't have to let it, we can ignore it, but this 6 is what I wanted. I'm gonna run a couple more commands. I gotta clean up a lot of stuff. I'm starting to run out of space on this computer. So I'm going to add a few more things. So this is for AWS. I'm going to add something for AWS. You've heard me talk about AWS a lot of times. I'm going to add something for Azure. And I want you guys to watch the video, like I said, to just to kind of get used to it, of, jumping around, because it's impossible to do this thing. It's almost impossible, almost. Nothing's impossible, but it's very hard to just stay in one thing and everything works. You have to do one thing, then you have to go and do something else, and then you have to go do something else, and then you come back to it, and then you keep going, and then you have to go this. So the road to do this is not the stuff that I'm talking about. It almost never goes like this. It goes like this. They come back around and you come back up, and then you go back here. That's just the way it is. So what I want to show is, I had a problem, what I need to do to fix it. I fixed it. So now let's see if it solves what I really want to do. So that worked. So writing assets to this. So it looks like it works. So we'll see if it does the rest of what I wanted to do. So I can close this. I don't need this anymore. We can keep CloudWatch open for a little bit, but we don't really need that over here. I need to go back, see if I can remember where I was. All right, I don't need this window anymore then. I need this window. So I change my language. You can do this kind of stuff in different languages. So here, maybe this might help a little bit. You have, yeah. So I'm using this thing called CDK. So this is a little bit of a picture. It's actually not a bad picture. It's actually a good picture. So you've heard me talk about, you have different computer languages. You have Python. I use Python. I talked about Python a lot, but there's a bunch of it. There's probably 1,000, but you don't need to know 1,000. You need like, you could do one. I recommend 3. And these 3 are good ones. So you've heard me talk about Python many, many times. You've heard me talk about it. There's Java, there's C#. So this is actually a good picture. I'm going to put this in the, see if I can copy it into the chat. Let's see if I can I copy this? Might not let me. Oh, yeah, technology is amazing. All right, so I just copied that in the chat. Is a picture. So I'm going to use this language. You know, I'm gonna actually show it a little bit bigger, so it might be harder to read. So this is actually this is why I love technology. Like when it works well, it works very, very well. So you look at these arrows. You have a computer language here, right? You have an arrow going down. You have the CDKTF. CDK, this is supposed to be a T, and then there's an F somewhere. So you're going down. And then it goes to AWS. So if you look at the direction, it's going down here, through here, and you use AWS, or you use Azure, or you use Google. So these are the steps I'm trying to show. So today we use this one. We use Typescript. That's what I showed today, Typescript. Right now, I want to try and use this one, C#. Right. So, but the process is the same. So you notice no matter which one I pick, there's only one arrow. So they all lead to the same place. This is what I was talking about earlier, in that you can have, you asked me about Cloud Shell versus Terraform, and I know I make it sound simple, but it's like you want to go someplace. You always have to think about where you're trying to go. And then you say, how am I going to get there? Those are always the 2 questions. Where am I trying to go? I'm trying to go to the school. How am I going to get there? I'm going to walk, bus, motorcycle, car. And the reason why it's important is when you get to school, it doesn't matter how you got there. It doesn't matter. But getting there is very important. But after you've gotten there, you get there by bus, somebody else gets there by car, somebody else gets there by walking, somebody else gets there by motorcycle. Did it matter? One person got there? It kind of doesn't. You might one's gonna make you more tired than the other, but it doesn't matter. And this is how these languages work, right? So this might be a car, this might be walking, this might be a bus, this might be a train, this might be something else. One's gonna be easier than the other. So if you're in a limousine, that's probably very easy, right? You just get there. Everything else, walk, is a little bit harder. But you end up in the same place. So that's the point I'm trying to make of if you learn a computer language. So I do want to show, so this worked. This part worked. You see all this information, all this stuff is downloading. Where is it? So this, I want to do the one before that. Hopefully it hasn't, yeah, so this right here.
There's another question.
Sure.
Okay. So I know people use this kind of languages just to work, right?
Yes.
So what kind of, I would like to know what kind of command they
What kind of what?
what kind of command they can give.
What kind of
using-
command?
Yes, what kind of commands? Because you say, I understand that you say, if you want to go to school, for example, you can type that, and if it is like Cloud Shed would explain you how to get there, which is very, very important. And
Right.
I think it's the same for those type of languages, but I would like to know what kind of commands like people give their computer, which is very essential, like working and reality.
So in reality, so for example, let me see if I can show you one. So this part right here, this was in red, it's gone. It's no longer a problem. It's everything's green now. So I'm going to remove that. What I do want to, what I do want to do, I want to run this command. So, and the other thing is, you know, to kind of get to what you're asking, this is what I have to do for work. This is my reality. I'm showing you, this is my real life. Even if it seems like there's a lot going on here. So I'm gonna do this. I have to change this. So one of the things I have to do is I have to change this code. So let me copy something, and then, yeah, this is actually kind of interesting stuff. I want to actually get better at it. So let me change a file. I'm going to answer your question. So I have this command. I have this. This is a computer language. It's called C#. It's been around for like 21 years. It's been around 21 years. And it's used all over the world. It's called C#. It's used all over the world. It's used for everything. Anything. It uses, some of you play video games. It's used a lot in the Xbox. All right.
Okay.
So it's very, it's everywhere. If you have a PC at home, it uses it. If you a lot of things that you use during the day, if you're online, there's a lot that uses it. So I got to change this file, right? So I pretend this is my job, right? So
Okay.
somebody said, Fritz, I need you to use Terraform to create a Docker container. And
Okay.
the person who's asking me, because this, I always want people to remember, someone's paying to do this. Like everything I do, someone's paying money to do it, for it to get done. Like, this is why I say, like, it's something that you can learn. It's important for you to learn so that when someone asks you to do it, you can say you can do it, and then you can say, but I want this much money. This is why we're doing it. So
Okay.
in real life, I have to change this file. So this file before what it was before, it doesn't really do anything. You know, I know it's hard to read, but there's not much. If you can even look at it, there's not much going on here, right? There's not much going on here. If I add some more information, right? Now it gets a little bit more. It gets a little bit more complicated. All right, there's more information here that's asking. So I'm going to. All right, so this is actually some interesting stuff. I think I have to do something else that I forgot about. I have to add this one. Otherwise, this is not going to work. They didn't tell me that, but I think if I don't have this information, it's not going to work. So I just want to run through this example. So now it's up to 7. Okay, so change from 6 to 7. All right, so let's see what happens. I don't know, guys. I've never done it this way before, so you guys are going to see something I haven't seen before. Okay, so it's supposed to do it under the covers. All right, so I changed this. All right, I got to change this too. So I got to change 2 files. So this time, instead of 1 file changing, I had to do 2 files. So I got to change this one too. No. Okay, wait a sec. This looks the same. Ignore this. This is stuff I have for my video card. Let's get this. No. I don't have any interesting games. I wish I had more better games, but just so you can actually understand what just changed. This has nothing to do with this discussion. I just put something by accident, but there's I have a video card that can help create games, but I'm not creating games right now. So let me change. Yeah, so this one's a little bit strange. This one looks like the same as the other one, but let me check. Let me check and see if that's true. You always have to check. All right, so you have this. So let me compare it to. Okay, it is different. I don't see a big difference, but it is different. So new app, learn. Okay, that's interesting. But okay, they asked to change it, so let me change it. And then, all right, so now we're gonna try it. Let's see if it's gonna work. So what I'm showing right now is, I just typed a command, this right here. That command is like this picture. Is this is what I'm showing right now. I'm showing this process. I start with this language here. I use this thing called CDK. See if it works. Just thinking. CDK. Forwarded. All right, it's a warning. So let's see. It's not an error. This is a warning. But what I'm showing right now is I start with this. I did this with this language, and we ended up someplace over here. All right. This time we're going to use this language. We're going to go down the same road, and I want to end up here. So if you look at it, the process is the same. It depends on where you want to go. So some people want to go here, some people want to go here, here, here. It depends on who's paying you. I have where I work, I have to do these two.
Okay.
Some other people want someplace else at work, I have to use all three.
Okay.
Right now I'm trying to use, and it says 1,000 plus. I'm trying to use something else. So, okay. All right, so now it's in green. So far, things are green. Let's see if they stay green. So if you notice here, if you can see my screen, this is in green, white information, doesn't mean anything. This is yellow, but it's not affecting anything. It's repeating the same thing over and over again. And what I want to see is if, I think this is supposed to create over here. So the screen I'm showing you is where this stuff's supposed to create. All right, it says it created it, which is actually pretty impressive. So where did you dump it? All right, so now it created same thing you saw before, but just a different way. So if I go on, I can create a website with it. So right now I have a website on my computer. Here's the web address here. And that's what I created. I created a very, very basic website. The other thing that I wanted to show, 1049. I wanted to show the one that, yeah, that's actually what I wanted to show. Let's see if I have a few minutes to show this one. All right, so yeah, this I'm gonna have to just run through this because I want to see if I can catch it on video. Destroy. So I just created, right? I'm going to destroy. Something else to keep in mind, each time you create something, because all this stuff costs money somewhere to somebody. If you create something, you want to destroy it as well. So good. So everything's in red. Not everything. This is in red. I'm saying yes, I agree, you know, destroy it.
Mr. Fix,
Yes.
I didn't see the comment you gave.
Oh, so this one I did it. So you can see it, you know, when you watch a video. So this is the command. Screen's a little bit of a mess now.
Just develop or download learn.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So let me get rid of this. So yeah, the command I wrote, so there are two commands I did. I said
You say
go ahead.
let's go. I can see the comment you gave. I didn't see what.
Oh, can you see it now?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna type it in the chat too. So there are two. One is to create something, one is to destroy it. So
Okay.
I wanted to do both because once you're done with something, you should destroy it. So now this might not work because I don't remember if let me check one thing to see if the credentials are still valid. You know what, might actually have to leave that until next time because
Put it in the chat and okay. It's there.
let me see. This is what I want to do. Let me try this.
No.
Okay, this is what I want. So let me see if this works, then we'll have time to run. I have time to run this other thing. If it doesn't work, then we can leave it till next time, or I can upload a video to explain it a little bit. So this might not. All right, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna leave off on this one. So this is where we're gonna. Next time we have class, I'll actually work on this over the weekend. This is where I want to start from here. Yeah, that's I want to start from here. Start from here. So, okay. All right. So it's 11:53 right now. Are there any questions? I know this is going to be a lot, but you guys are going to watch the video and then you can discuss it. And I'll write another video before that to kind of explain some of this a little bit more.
Okay, I got a question.
Hmm?
So what is CDKFT? Because you say you give this command to the computer
Yes.
to deploy. What is that? CDKTF.
So
What
this. So I'm showing the pic. Can you see the picture?
Yes, I see the picture.
So because it's technology, that stuff's always changing.
Okay.
So CDKF is a command. So if I type, for example, if I type here, yeah,
I know Mr. Fritz. I know it is a command, but actually, what is it?
So
the meaning, it's a game or
no?
Any other stuff?
It's a different way. It's a different way. It's a different way. And some people prefer a different way. It's a different way to create. So when you say what is it? So you, in all this, for example, you go to the AWS console. There's a whole bunch of things you can create. So many things you can create. So it's not a game. It's a command. It's a command. So if I type here, right? My screen is not acting the way I want it to. So it's a command. So if you see this, right? CDK.
Uh-huh.
It's a command. So I can type CDKF. And there are different things I can do with it. I can get, I can deploy, I can destroy, I can list, there's debug. There's different things I can do with it, but it's a command to either create things or it's the command to destroy things. Those are the two things you got to remember. So CDKTF can help you to create things. It can help you to destroy things. The
For
other
example,
tool that does that is Terraform. Terraform, you can create and destroy. But some people prefer one thing versus the other. So it's the difference between one might be a motorcycle, the other one might be a car, right? And it depends which one you prefer. I'm starting to learn this because I think this might be, for me, it might be a better way of doing it. My team, everybody else, they use Terraform. Okay, they use Terraform. So you ask, like, what is it? What is it? So if you want to create something in the cloud, if you want to create something, like you go EC2, you've heard me talk about EC2s many, many times. If you want to create an EC2, you can do it from here, right? You can go on the screen and then start saying what you want in the EC2, right? Like AWS and Mac, Windows, all that. You can do that, or that's one way. And where I work, they don't like that. They don't like that because it takes too long. They don't like that. They don't like people clicking here, clicking there, clicking here, clicking there. They don't like that. What they want me to do is what I did before, is I type a command like CDKF deploy, right, which will create what I want. So it's different tools, like it's different tools. Like that's the thing to keep in mind. Different tools that you want to use to create things, and then the tools that you're gonna use tools to destroy things, because anything you create is gonna cost money. That's the thing to remember. Anything that you do is gonna cost money. Once you have a system, you want to be able to not spend money. Have to spend. So that's what CDKF is. So it has CDKTF deploy. I can do CDKTF destroy. I already destroyed it, so can't use it here. CDKTF.
Okay, you don't want to. It's not essential to say what you're gonna destroy exactly. For example, you say destroy, CDK, destroy that or develop that. So
well, I can hear what you said. I can hear what you said. I didn't hear what you just said. Could you repeat that? I did not hear what you just said. Mute. Mute. I think it's on mute. Did the audio just go out? Let's see. I don't hear any audio at all. You're not on mute, or you might, no, you're not on mute. So it looks like the audio dropped. Oh, let me start the recording then. Stop sharing.